Hi, I'm Jim Gordon for SmallCapPower, and we are live and welcoming you to the Sprott Symposium in downtown Vancouver. I'm Jim Gordon with SmallCapPower. We are live here at the 2018 Sprott Symposium. I am joined now by Dan Stuart, who is the President and CEO of Juggernaut Exploration Ltd. Hey, let's do what we do with everybody. Let's start with a general overview of the company for people that may not know of you.
The company came trading in 2016. We're focused in northwestern BC, just outside of Terrace, a town of 30,000 people. 80 million shares out. We have a market cap around $36 million. We've got $5 million cash in the bank, and we're about to drill.
Excellent.
So,
you know, it was nice to hear when I said, what do you want to talk about involving your company and what you've got planned? You said, I want to talk about my team. Can you talk a bit about that then?
Our team is headed by Dr. Stefan Cruz, who won the Governor General's Gold Medal Award for Best PhD. He was also a former lecturer at the University of New Brunswick. The team is quite storied. They have close to $1 billion in transactions, buyouts. The first one is the development of the Supremo Zone, which formed the nucleus of Coffee Creek, which was bought by Goldcorp for $520 million. That same group then in turn went out and won Discovery of the Year in Northern Ontario.
Discovery of the Year, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good title.
they took that discovery and they merged it with a company, and that formed Prodigy Gold. Prodigy Gold was then bought by Argonaut for $341 million. That same team, right after that transaction, went out and generated the Plateau South property in the Yukon, where they culminated that into a $53 million joint venture with Newmont Mining. Subsequently, after closing that transaction, they went out and they started ground truthing over 300 targets to the Stikine terrain in northwestern BC, and have made a number of discoveries, two of which are 100% optioned by Juggernaut, Empire, and Midas.
You also wanted to talk a little more about what you've got coming up in your infrastructure and what you've got coming in the future. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, we're fortunate. The Midas project is 8 kilometers from CN Rail, power, and roads, and it's also logging road accessible. Our Empire property is 14 kilometers from CN Rail, power, and roads, and it's logging accessible too as well. So that really brings down the CapEx costs. That attracts a senior from, you know, a standpoint of, hey, this won't cost as much money and there's not as much risk here because the infrastructure is already in place.
Sure.
Yeah.
You were talking about drilling starting soon near Terrace.
That's right.
Can you talk a little bit about what other plans you have coming up in, say, 2019, 2020, or will this take up the majority of your focus?
Well, the drill bit will, start here in about 2 weeks' time is what we're forecasting. Could be a little sooner, could be a little later. We're setting that drill up on, just sulfides and bedrock. We're finding mineralization over 5.7 kilometers at surface.
Sure.
Running 58 grams gold, 1,180 ounces per ton silver, 30% copper, 30% zinc. We have luck with the drill bit, which we believe we will, and many industry heavyweights believe we will that have financially backed us. What will then in turn is we'll grow from a greenfield story into a brownfield story, and we'll start 2019 will be about starting to block off reserves and resources, and we'll further take that in 2020. So it's a natural progression.
Sure.
It's time to prove the mineralization in the third dimension.
Well put, and we should mention more information on your company. You can go to juggernautexploration.com.
That's correct. We've got a great website, lots of videos, interactive stuff, interviews of PhD geos, all sorts of neat things to see on our website. And that's www.juggernautexploration.com.
Well put. We'll give you the last word on that. We've been talking with Dan Stuart, the President and CEO of Juggernaut Exploration Ltd. He's been joining us here in the SmallCapPower studio live at the 2018 Sprott Symposium. Dan, best of luck. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers.